Good evening. Tonight we have a creepy story about a mother and her son, Sam. It's called I'm Afraid of My Son Sam. Let's get started. Sam, age 2. Sam, what are you playing at? A tall, slender woman in a casual summer dress asked as she ran her hand through her dark hair and smiled. Sam, a curly 2-year-old, sat on the wooden patio in their backyard. Every few seconds, he picked up his toy truck and crashed it back down onto the wood. "Rawr, rawr, tractor," said Sam to himself. He lifted the red tractor again and slammed it to the ground. A shadow fell across Sam and his tractor as his mother came closer, but Sam didn't notice. His whole being was concentrated on what he was doing. "Sam, what's going on?" His mother Cheryl asked him again and knelt by his side. The bottom of the tractor was covered with a thick, dark coating. Cheryl squinted down at what Sam was crushing and realized he had a whole line of ants that he was killing one by one with his tractor. Cheryl gasped. "Sam, we don't kill anything we don't eat. Are you going to eat those bugs?" Sam took a stubby baby finger and grabbed some of the dead ant carcasses from the bottom of his toy, then brought them to his mouth. But his mother intercepted his hand and stopped him. "Oh, Sam, we don't know where those ants have been. They're dirty. Come on, let's go inside." She reached out and grabbed Sam under his arms and lifted him up. As Cheryl stood up, Sam dropped his toy. "Aw, tractor!" His chin began to tremble. "Mommy has another toy inside for you. It's such a nice toy." Cheryl put a finger under her son's chin and turned it towards her while giving him a big smile and a kiss on the cheek. Sam, age 8. Sam and his family have moved to the countryside as both his parents could work from home and they wanted more house for less money. By this time, Sam had a 4-year-old sister, but they were too far apart in years and temperament to play together often. Sam liked going outdoors and roaming around on his own, while his sister Sandra preferred to read or play with her friends from preschool. On this day, Sam was out in the vast expanse of woods behind his family's home. He had recently acquired some bottle rockets from a kid at school, who had, in turn, stole them from an older sibling. Sam liked to catch small mice and then tie them to the bottle rockets before he lit them on fire. He liked the idea of the terrified mice launching into the air and then the gore afterwards as their bodies blew apart. Sometimes he would try experiments, such as sewing 2 mice together back to back to see how they moved, or cutting off the extremity of one of the mice. One day, Sam's mother heard the sound of rockets going off and went to check. She found Sam on his knees, tying one of the mice to a rocket. "Sam, why are you tying that poor mouse to the rocket? Where did you get rockets? You're too young to have anything this dangerous." Cheryl bent down and took the rocket away, freeing the mouse in the process. "Hey, that's mine," Sam said, reaching out for the rockets. "Excuse me, young man? What did you say?" she asked sharply, still reeling from what she saw her son doing. "Nothing," Sam said sullenly. He balled his fists and pinched his lips together. One day, he would be free from his mother's control, and he could do anything he wanted to. Sam, age 13. "You know what he's been like his whole life," Cheryl said in a hush to her husband. "He's not growing out of it." "So he kills a few animals. We're eating cow right now," Jerry replied, taking a meaningful bite of his burger. "You know that's different. We're eating the animal for food, and it's not like we relish the slaughter. Anyway, I saw him digging a hole the other day. Do you think he's burying stuff there?" Like other things he's killed but that he doesn't want us to know about? Cheryl leaned forward and put her hand over her husband's. Jerry pulled his hand out from under hers and leaned back in his chair. He sighed. Cheryl, I think you're making a big deal out of nothing. He balled up his napkin and threw it on his plate. The next day, Cheryl sat by the window, reading a book and rocking in her chair. Her daughter and son were out playing tag, and every so often she gazed out the window to check on them. It was the first time her son had shown an interest in his 9-year-old sister. At 13, he seemed to think he was too mature for her most of the time. All of a sudden, a scream ripped into Cheryl's ears. Without even understanding how she arrived there, Cheryl was in her backyard running towards the scream. As she ran across the grass, she could hear the screams getting closer, but she couldn't see her daughter. Then she noticed a hole in the ground and her little girl laying on her side, blood oozing out of her leg. In the hole around her daughter stood sharpened sticks pointing out of the ground. It looked like her daughter had only scraped her leg on one of them, but was otherwise all right. Gingerly, Cheryl climbed down into the hole and carried her wailing daughter back to the house, mumbling all the while about her deranged son. She knew he had done this, created those holes, then played with Sandra hoping she would fall in, or maybe even luring her towards the hole. She never guessed that she could actively dislike someone she had created. What is he going to do next? What if her daughter had fallen in and one of those spikes had gone through her stomach? That night, Cheryl gave her son some of the sleeping pills she had ordered. She only had the sleeping pills so that she could sleep while having a son like Sam. At about 2 a.m, she crept into his room, grateful that it was on the main level and she wouldn't have to carry his 100 pounds down any stairs. She glanced at him once, then used the drawstring to tie his wrists together. She pulled him out of bed and placed him in a wheelbarrow she had dragged in from the shed. She wheeled Sam deep into the woods and dug a hole. Finally, she patted his face one last time, gave him a kiss, and cut his throat. She turned away as he fled and dumped him into the hole. She had seen We Need to Talk About Kevin, and she wasn't going to make the same mistakes that mother did. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe, as you know that always really helps.